Hello students, we're continuing our discussion of the action potential, the electrical impulse that is transmitted down the axon of a neuron, and we want to look at that a little bit more. In the previous segment, the previous lecture, I talked about how the action potential, that electrical impulse, it's all about the flipping of the charges. Remember, at rest, a neuron has a net positive charge outside and a net negative charge inside. That separation of charges creates a voltage of about minus 70 millivolts. And if I flip those charges, that creates a change in the voltage. The voltage flips from minus 70 up to plus 30. And if I flip the charges back, the voltage goes from plus 30 back down to minus 70. And that flipping of charges and the corresponding change in the voltage is the action potential. That is the electrical impulse. And that electrical impulse will then be moving down the axon. Remember, all this happens very quickly. This is all happening in milliseconds. It's happening in millions of seconds. So let's take a look at it one more time. Here we have it placed right here in this neuron. Here's a neuron. Here's the membrane. We have a little mini electrode placed into that neuron to measure the voltage. Here are the positive charges. Here are the negative charges. Here we see that the voltages, here is the action potential. Okay, here's the peak of the action potential. Notice the voltages have flipped. So let's watch as that action potential moves down the neuron. So that when that action potential moves down the neuron, when it reaches the electrode, here where we have that electrode placed, we now see this change in this voltage, the upward movement of the voltage. And this is called depolarization. And then as that action potential continues to move down the neuron, those voltages flip back to their resting state, and I have this repolarization and completing the action potential. So this little action potential, this is an action potential. This spike in voltage is that electrical impulse, and that electrical impulse will move down the axon of the neuron. Thank you.